Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Calcio Show. I'm Alfredo and as always I'm joined by my incredible co-host Luca. How are we?
I'm okay, man. We've got a lot to talk about today.
We have a lot to talk about. Too much to talk about maybe.
It's annoying. A lot of positives? I don't know. Probably not, but...
I don't think there's probably not going to be one positive thing in this episode, but you know, we're realists and you know, we can all only talk and deal with what's in front of us, and you know, this is a situation that Italy currently find themselves in. So we'll start maybe a week and a half ago with the games against Moldova and Norway. We'll start with the performances before we talk about anything else. Moldova, Norway. I'll let you start.
Well, the Moldova game, I promise you, I must have spent... How much is it on Amazon Prime here in the UK? £2.50?
£2.49, yeah.
I wanted a refund, right? I'm not joking. I applied for a refund after the game because I said that it was false advertising. That wasn't a football game, bro. I don't know what that was, but that was not a football game. That game was horrible. I mean, we knew that Moldova were there to defend, try and get something from it. But there wasn't much creativity, I think, from our point to really try and break them down. And 2 goals came at the end. What was it? Mancini and Esposito, I think. Both headers. One was, I think, a corner or a free kick, Mancini, and then the other one was open play. But it was really lackluster. And then Norway was just capitulation.
Yeah, I think Moldova was, I mean, it was a classic, like, Italian qualification performance against the minnow. But I think what I'll be completely honest, I turned it off at half-time.
Oh, really?
It's the first time I've done that with an Italy game since I can remember.
That wasn't even ridiculous.
I don't remember the last time I did that. I turned it off at half-time because I thought considering the context of that game, and all I wanted to see from Italy in these 2 games was a bit of encouragement, because we knew we were going into play. We weren't going to beat Norway 9-10-0, whatever it was. I just wanted to see something that the players were encouraged by and that the fans could be encouraged by, and I didn't see anything. I saw a team struggle to break down Moldova, and I saw a team who were actually absolutely dog-walked by Norway.
Yeah. What was it, 11? Did they beat them 11-1 or something?
Yeah. And we beat Moldova 2-0 twice. We scored 4 goals against Moldova in 180 minutes.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
And that was the difference. Like, I think before we talk about Italy versus Norway, I want to say I want to give my appreciation to Norway and how good they have been during this qualification, because they have been fantastic. 100% record. They scored about 900 goals. Their main competitors in the group were Italy. They beat them 3-0 at home and 4-1 away. There is no argument that they were fantastic. Yeah. And they've got so much talent going forward. Haaland, Sorloth.
Yeah, I can't dispute it.
Odegaard and Nusa, some player.
Yeah, that goal we scored on us.
But yeah, Norway.
I agree with you. I think at the end of the day, Norway will completely deserve to go through. They won every single game. And like you said, the second best team in it were us, and they beat us 7-1 on aggregate, which is, frankly, embarrassing from our perspective, of course, but also impressive from theirs. Yeah. I described their team as Haaland and friends, which maybe in hindsight was a bit disrespectful.
You might have made a rod for your own back there.
But at the same time, look, man, they deserve to go through. It was one of the most dominant, I think, World Cup playoff, I would say, performances we've seen from a team in recent history, for sure. They were great.
Also worth noting, that is Italy's largest ever competitive home defeat. You know, that is you could argue that's kind of a historical low.
Man, that's saying something. I mean, we're just hitting low after low after low.
It's getting lower and lower.
It's not good, man. But
the game started well, though.
The game started well. We were talking during the first half and we were thinking, okay, it's quite positive from Italy.
We won't ever reveal those messages.
Yeah, probably not.
See, they're not even that good, Norway. Yeah.
The messages, they can't see the light up there just because how the game ended. Not great from us. But the first half, I actually thought we were the better team. We were creating some good chances. We looked on top. It almost looked like we can get some positives. Not obviously, we knew we weren't going to top the group.
Yeah. But
positives going into the playoffs, and thought, well, this could be a turning point for Gattuso, because obviously it was Spalletti that lost to Norway the last time we played them in the 3-0 loss. And it just second half, mental capitulation. I think like the mental side of this team, we're going to touch upon later, I'm sure, but I think that's maybe the most fragile aspect of this squad at the minute. And we looked so lackluster. We created nothing in the second half. We invited a lot of pressure on us. Obviously, Noosa scored a nice goal, and I think it took a slight deflection, but
yeah, it did. But
it was a good finish.
Yeah.
And after that, you can see the head's just dropped, and that's something that is worrying because these guys are not only professional footballers, but these guys have to fight to the death to get to the World Cup. And let's just say, for argument's sake, right, we concede early to Northern Ireland. God forbid, of course, touch wood, we don't. But are their heads going to drop there? They can't. They can't afford to lose concentration. They can't afford to be beaten mentally. And that was probably the most worrying sign for me. And of course, we could talk about Haaland being a freak. We know he's one of the best footballers, if not the best player on earth right now. He scored, 2 goals in 2 minutes? Pretty much 2 chances. I mean, this guy here, we know how good he is. There's no adjectives we haven't used to describe this guy, but it was horrible, man. Even I'm sure we'll touch upon individuals like Bastoni, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah.
This guy's meant to be top, world class, one of the best in the world in his position. Guys are still telling me this season, I'm not gonna say names, but certain people are telling me Bastoni's still better than Gabriel. Come on, man. We can't be entertaining this.
No. Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head, especially when we're talking about mentality and fragility. This team has displayed nothing of the sort. I mean, it's the most. I said it the other day. This is the most defensively poor Italy team of my lifetime. This Italy team, every time.
To be fair, you said that for a while.
Yeah, on transition, we just look so scared. We look so open. We look like a team who, Italian football. What is Italian football built on? Italian football is built on defence. It's built on togetherness and belief and resilience with a kind of sprinkling of quality every now and then. This team is nothing of the sort. 25 goals conceded in 16 games.
That's worrying.
That's like, if you were in a league table, you'd probably be in 17th, 16th position with that kind of defensive record. Conceding 3 or more goals on 4 or 5 different occasions in that time as well. I mean, we're just conceding so many goals, so many chances. I've never seen anything like it. And weirdly, like I said it a few weeks ago, I don't know if you remember, it's the first time in my life where Italy are actually better going forward than they are defensive.
Yeah, it's true. You said that. Because usually we struggle in the final third.
Yeah. I mean, that game against Israel was a perfect example of that. But then, like I said, I mean, you're in a qualifying for the World Cup and you're conceding 4 goals against Israel. Like you ain't going to the World Cup. I'm sorry.
No, it's not good form, bro. It's like, we've said this before. We'll touch upon the teams we have to play, but if you can't beat these teams, you don't deserve to be at a World Cup.
Absolutely.
Regardless of how historic we are and regardless of how successful we've been in the past, there's no divine right to win in football. We know this. Whether you're a top club or a top footballing nation, you don't have the divine right to play at these major competitions and compete. And as frustrating as it may be that we're in this predicament, and people can say, oh, yeah, but this continent maybe has too many spots. I'm not entertaining any of that. I don't care, to be honest. We just need to win our games, and we should have. Let's be real. With the team we have, before going into this, we should have topped this group. Obviously, it's not Norway. They're no joke. We established this. But even now, looking at the playoffs, there's no excuses.
Well, that's a good point, like you mentioned. I think a lot of people, I think we both got kind of a lot of, I think both our videos kind of found their way onto Norwegian TikTok.
Yeah, for sure.
And there was a lot of Norwegian fans saying, well, hang on a minute. It's not all about Italy. How about you respect Norway? And it's not that we're disrespecting Norway. No. We're not. And I would argue that probably if you look player for player, Italy is still probably a better team on paper than Norway are.
I agree.
Player for player.
I think so as well.
But that means nothing.
Yeah.
That means nothing. You can tell that to New Zealand and Paraguay and Slovakia in 2010 and Costa Rica in 2014 and North Macedonia and Sweden in 2018. And, it doesn't matter if you're better than another team on paper. But then it does also make you wonder, is this Italy team that talented? Like how talented really is this Italy team? Do you think this is a bad Italy side?
No, I don't think it's bad. I actually think this team here, for me, it's stronger than the team that went out to Sweden. Mm-hmm. When was it? 2017? Just before 2018. Yeah. I think you can even look. The one that lost to North Macedonia, it wasn't the exact same squad as the Euros. Obviously, there were some players that weren't there and whatnot. Maybe it's not as good as that team, right? But it's still good enough to get to a World Cup. And like you said, we didn't want to disrespect all the Norwegian people and the country and all of that. It wasn't about that. It was more frustration and anger towards our nation.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we know what we are. We grew up watching a completely different Italy. So it's like Jekyll and Hyde. We know the qualities that we have in this current squad. It's more frustration that we're in this situation, really. And to answer the second question, I think this team has good individual talent. But it doesn't mean it's going to work well as a squad. And I think, how many times have we seen great teams on paper, Avengers assembled almost, whether that be the Galacticos or the PSG team with Neymar, Messi and Mbappe, not live up to expectations because it's not all about the individuals. You look at Euros 2021, why were we so good? Because we had a perfect system. It was impenetrable. And that team there, I mean, let's if we were to compare, right, going into that tournament, how many world-class players would you say were in that Italy squad?
So should we say how many we think we have now, and then, or should we go straight into that one?
Yeah,
okay.
other way. So how many world-class players were there?
Going into that, you probably wouldn't have said Donnarumma was world-clas before.
Because he had a lot of mistakes
into the tournament.
Yeah.
However, at the end of the tournament, he was obviously showed himself to be world-class. Bonucci, Chiellini.
Mm-hmm. Would you say both of them were world-class going into it? Because I remember Bonucci in the league was a bit... but Chiellini more...
But even Chiellini was coming off of an ACL injury.
It's true.
At the age of 34. So you had... But they were both world-class players.
Yeah, they were established.
The years prior, yeah. Verratti, Jorginho.
I wouldn't say Barella was world-class at that point.
Not then, but he was fantastic in that tournament. But no, not world-class. He had a world-class tournament, though. That's probably it.
So you've gone 4. Bonucci, Chiellini, Verratti and Jorginho.
Yeah.
And
but then obviously caveating that with saying that Spina had a world-class tournament.
Yes.
Dilo had a world-class tournament.
Chiesa.
Barella had a world-class tournament. Chiesa had a world-class tournament as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say going into it, it was those 4.
And now, how many world-class players in their role do you think Italy have?
I think Calafiori in his role is world-class.
Yeah.
Bastoni is, in his role in the 3 at the back, is world-class.
Okay.
In his systematic role for Inter, is world-class. I think Di Marco, in his systematic role for Inter, is world-class. Barella, I'd probably not, but he's a central midfielder. He's got more players to contend with.
Donnarumma,
yeah.
Tonali, maybe.
Tonali has a shout, but then again, he's a central midfielder. There's a lot more competition.
But the thing is, like you said, in their role, they're world-class. Bastoni's playing in the same role that he plays in Inter. Di Marco's playing in the same role that he plays in Inter. Of course, Donnarumma's a keeper. That's 3 already. Then you throw in a Calafiori if he plays, right? He's not in a 4-back like he's at Arsenal, but he's still having a world-class season. Tonali's been excellent this year. One of the best midfielders, I think, in the Premier League. And we've spoken about him a lot. We've praised him a lot. Barella isn't... I don't think he's as good as he was 3 years ago. I think he's dropped off a little bit, but he's still great. Cambiaso's... He's not been great this season, but he's still a decent player. Like, the names are decent. Then you look at Retegui. Last season, he was capocannoniere.
Yeah.
If you're capocannoniere...
Keane as well.
Yeah. These guys are bagsmen. I'm looking at this team and I'm thinking...
Adoji won the Europa League last year with Tottenham.
Yeah, very good for him. I mean, there's good players.
There is. This isn't a team that is bereft of talent. As much as people will comment and say that, oh, this is the worst Italy team in 70 years. It's not a great Italy side. No one's saying it's a great Italy side. But this team has more than enough talent on paper to get to a World Cup.
Exactly.
I don't think I could name 10 international teams who have more than 10 international teams who have more quality than Italy.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think there is. And it's a 48-team World Cup. You know, this isn't... I think people are so reactionary saying this is a terrible team. They're not a terrible team. Barella, Bastoni and Di Marco don't get to a final of a Champions League by being shit.
Yeah.
Tonali doesn't be one of the best players in the Premier League by being shit. You know, these are good players. These are great... These players are winning league titles. They're competing in Europe. They're Champions League level players. This is not a shit side.
No.
The issues go way beyond it. What I think is the issue with this side is that I look around and I don't... Who's the leader of this team?
Yeah. I don't think there is one.
Like, who is it? Like, I pose the question. If times are tough and you're in a game, say losing 1-0 to Ireland in the 75th minute in March, who do you look around to? Who's going to be the player to I've got this, guys. Don't worry. The Pirlo. Cassano said it. And I'd never agree with Cassano. I don't. I think he's a moron most of the time. He said, there's no Del Piero, there's no Totti, there's no Pirlo. He said, not even a De Rossi. De Rossi, who wasn't as good as any of those players.
He was a leader.
But De Rossi was a leader and he had balls.
Yeah.
I don't look at any of these players and I don't... Where are the balls? The Coglione, the guile.
Yeah, the green.
Yeah, where is it?
I agree with you. I don't think there is one. I look at this team and there's all many... I don't know if this is the correct term, but like too many pretty boys, you know?
Soft.
Yeah, soft.
Soft
They're mentally weak, physically weak. They don't care. But I think it's also I think football has revolved around that, and I think football has actually decreased in that sense, where there's not many leaders and warriors in football in general as a whole. We can link this to club sides as well, right? Yeah. It's not just a correlation for national teams. But I think you're right. I look at this team and I think Donnarumma,
he's a leader.
But the defense, Bastoni's quite quiet. Bastoni should I understand 4 years ago, 5 years ago when he was growing into the Inter team, but now he's got experience.
Established.
Yeah, he's established.
He's a senator of this team.
Yeah, he's meant to be the Chiellini of this team.
An old head.
Yeah, he's meant to be a Bonucci of this team. He's meant to lead the guys. Calafiori, of course, I understand.
And to be fair to Calafiori, he didn't play that, and he didn't play that.
Yes, he didn't.
But to be fair, he's actually played really well for Italy.
Yes,
so I wouldn't put him in that. But the Inter boys, and again, people know we're both Juventus fans. This is not a dig.
No.
This is nothing to do with Inter Milan. This is a fact that Barella, Di Marco and Bastoni have been... Actually, Di Marco played okay against Norway. I'll give him that. But Barella and Bastoni in particular, I think we should call out, because I don't remember the last time Barella had a good game for Italy.
No.
It's been a long time.
But then this poses the question, should these guys start just because of the names that they have and the weight that it possesses and the performances of these guys? Or, look, man, there's some other players that could be starting.
Who? Cristante? Fratesi?
Fratesi, maybe.
I don't know. I expect more from these players. I really do. Bastoni is again, like, he's systematically a world-class player. When he's in that, whenever I watch him for Inter, he's fantastic. And there's a reason why people talk about him in those conversations of world-class defenders, because he's around that conversation. But for Italy, it doesn't seem to happen. He looks slow. He looks robotic. He looks
stiff, man.
He does look stiff. But that goes for the whole back line. I mean, Di Lorenzo,
he's been horror this year.
But then he shouldn't be there.
No, he shouldn't. He
shouldn't be starting. He's starting and starting and starting. He shouldn't be, because he doesn't deserve to. You've got Coyote at Brentford, who's been having a fantastic season, who is young, he's hungry, he's quick, he's powerful. I mean, Dilo, any defender. I think honestly, I could go to Bedford Athletic Stadium and find the fastest sprinter and just say, get this ball and run at Dilo, and they'd be fine.
Yeah, I don't dispute
anyone
that.
with a bit of pace against Di Lorenzo, he's cooked.
Yeah. But even like guys are saying, Napoli fans are saying that he shouldn't even start for them. So it's the same thing. Club nationality, he's not been good. Coyote's a good shout, man. He should be getting more minutes. He wasn't even called up.
No, Cambiaso, when he's fit, should be playing on the right instead of him.
But even Cambiaso, we're Juventus fans as well. We're the first to say that he's not been up.
No, he hasn't. He really hasn't. In fact, in this Italy team, I'd rather play him as a winger than I would as a fullback.
But yeah, man, I think
it's weird, and it's funny. We've just spoken about all this, and we haven't spoken about the forwards at all, because the forwards are actually fine.
You can't say
Pior, Retegui, Keane have all been doing their bit. Now, a quick message to say that the Calcio show is now proudly sponsored by the Soccer Archive, one of the best in the game when it comes to original retro football shirts. Luca, both of us have worked with the Soccer Archive in the past. Tell us a little bit about them.
They are the best company to get retro soccer shirts, retro pieces, memorabilia, even modern day stuff. I got this beautiful 1994 Italy Maldini home shirt from there. We've worked with them for a while. You can get new pieces daily, whether that be online at www.thesoccerarchive.com or in their store at 24 Great Windmill Street in London, Soho. Make sure you go check them out, and also go follow them on all social media platforms at the Soccer Archive.
And that's not even the best part, though.
Well, tell me what is.
The best part is that if you buy online using the code TCS10, you can get 10% off your first order with the Soccer Archive.
So you're telling me I could get any Juventus kit I want plus 10% off if I use that code?
You can indeed.
Well then, it's perfect. Make sure you use it, boys. Link will be in the description. I think the one thing that we need to sort of establish, though, is what would the team be going into March? Because Now I think it's good to touch upon Federico Chiesa.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of talking points. Gattuso has spoken about him. I'm not sure if we have opposing views on this, but we'll see. What do you think about the Chiesa situation, refusing to play for the national team?
Well, yeah, let's start with what we know. And the word refusing is that's a big word. But from what we know, Gattuso has called him up twice. Last international break, this international break. And Chiesa has given the excuse, apparently, of not feeling up to it physically. And, therefore rejecting a call-up. It's hard. I think on face value, a player ever rejecting an international call-up is quite tough to take. It's not playing for your national team should be the biggest pride in football, in my opinion.
I agree.
And there's extenuating circumstances, like when Acerbi refused, 6-7 months ago. That was fine. But Acerbi's 38.
It doesn't matter.
I've just lost the Champions League final 1-0. I don't I don't want to play. I was like, all right, fine. But in this instance, Chiesa, who hasn't been playing a lot for Liverpool, you have an opportunity to come and play against Moldova. You can start if you want because you're better than any of the other players available. Or if you want to come on for 25, 30 minutes and just get some minutes in you because you need minutes to get fit and be a better player for Liverpool, to have a better chance of getting in that team and playing more football in general, come and play. And so for him to refuse that opportunity, I think it's just disappointing. It's really disappointing because I cannot see a reason that justifies that rejection. Because he's fit, isn't he?
Yeah, I think disappointing is. I can understand it. I think it's just stupid. I think he's stupid, and I think it's disrespectful. Yeah. Because, like you said, I agree that it's the biggest honour to play for your national team. Chiesa is still our best attacker on paper. He's a man that can take us over the line. Or maybe in these last two qualifiers, he wouldn't have sent us first. Nobody would have sent us first. You can put 2012 Messi in this team, he still wouldn't have finished first, right? But like you said, you don't play at Liverpool. Slot doesn't respect you. You should have left Liverpool in the summer anyway for game time. So that's another stupid mistake by you. When you have played for Liverpool, you've actually looked sharp. So you still have qualities to make the difference. Why wouldn't you play in these two games where, like you said, he can start if he wants or come off the bench, but he's going to get minutes. He's going to prove to Slot, look, I'm in form, I'm playing good. It's only going to benefit you. And you're going to insert yourself into the national team, ambient yourself well before the playoffs, and you're saying no. How are you rationalising? I don't get it. For me, it's disrespectful. And so I was annoyed when I read it because at first I was just thinking the coach doesn't want to call him up, but Gattuso has explained the situation well, and it's a Chiesa problem. Yeah. So for me, he's stupid because he clearly doesn't want to kick ball anymore, which is fine. So go retire. You're not a serious guy because you haven't left Liverpool and you're still accepting mediocrity on the bench, even though you should still be playing. You're in your peak years of your career. You're bouncing back from an ACL tear. Why wouldn't you want to prove everyone wrong? Prove Slot wrong? And I understand that, maybe he's trying to fight to get into this Liverpool team. Fine, that's his decision, whatever. Rot away on the bench because he's never going to start there. Mm-hmm. But to not play for your national team, where you've made the difference in the past, you can take us over the line, I think is disrespectful and silly from his perspective anyway, because like you said, it would only benefit him.
Yeah, it's strange. And I understand why you and a lot of other people would feel like that. He's one of both our favourite players. We both love Chiesa.
He was. Not anymore. He's at Liverpool.
But I think, you look at it from, I think you can look at it from a kind of patriotic point of view, and like you feel disrespected that he would reject the call up to his national team. Of course. But even from a logical point of view, it's just like, don't you want to play more football?
It's true.
Don't you want to sharpen up? Don't you want to give yourself the best chance of playing for Liverpool, playing for the national team going forward, and getting back into the best shape of your career? Don't you want to give yourself that opportunity? Maybe he didn't want to go and play on the pitch in Moldova, or no, it was in Moldova.
Oh, what kind of an excuse is that? I don't like the grass in Moldova. He didn't want to get injured.
But
it was. Let's just say he gets injured. What is that going to change?
No, I know.
Because he's not going to play for Liverpool if he's fully fit.
Yeah, it's true.
So what is he? I don't. That's what I mean. Bro.
I don't know. It's disappointing as well because, like you said, he's still our best wide attacker.
But we need him in March.
I know.
And I don't want to say that because he's doing
No,
my head in right now. But we need that guy in March.
Absolutely do. Because players like Zaccagni, I know Zaccagni got the goal against Croatia at the Euros, but apart from that, whenever Zaccagni's played for Italy, he's been poor. Or Solini, every time he plays for Italy, is poor. Our pool of Politano as well is just, he's 32 now. He scored 5 goals in 40 games or something pathetic like that. Our group of the pool of wingers we have to choose from are very, very average.
I just wanted to add the point to that, right? Because my next question in mind was bringing back a certain winger for March that I think could be an interesting sort of joker card almost.
I feel like I know you're going to say.
Who do you think I'm going to say?
Is he a Serie A legend of one team?
Mate, what a guy.
Yeah, the one who you've met.
In the toilet.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought, yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. But then, obviously, the counterpoint to that is Berardi has played in a World Cup qualifier playoff before.
Bro, a lot of these guys have done.
Against North Macedonia and missed that chance. Chance.
Yeah, okay, I know.
That chance.
But he could prove himself wrong.
Yeah, he could. I mean, to be honest, I'd happily have him in the squad. I think, if there was 15 minutes to go and Ireland are playing a low block and you need a goal, I would much rather I would put my money on Berardi making a difference than I would Orsolini or Zaccagni.
Same as me.
But then again, I think the margins are fine though. When it comes to March, I think before we kind of talk about what we do with the team, let's talk about Gattuso.
Okay.
Because I think I'm disappointed.
Okay.
I'm disappointed in Gattuso. I think when Gattuso took over from Spalletti, he had the opportunity to start afresh. He had the opportunity to come in and make some real changes. He could have got rid of players like Dilo, Cristante, Mancini, these players who quite obviously just aren't playing well enough or good enough to play for Italy anymore. He had the opportunity to really shake things up and bring and bleed in young players, which he has done in some sense with Pio, but not enough, in my opinion, considering the games he had, Israel, Moldova, and Norway. And I think Gattuso has left this national team camp probably more confused than he was when he took over the job, because he's changed system again. And we go into the March playoffs not knowing if we're going to be playing a 3 at the back or a 4 at the back. And I don't know if Gattuso knows what he's going to do.
And what does that remind you of?
Yeah.
Euros 2024, when Spalletti didn't have a clue what the system was and he changed the system in every single game and we got booed out. But it's not a good sign.
And that's really not what these players need. This team, as we've spoken about, are mentally fragile. Their confidence is shot. These players are on the ground. Not only are these players, half these players were battered by PSG in a Champions League final in the most embarrassing final defeat of all time, right? That made Italy against Spain look like fairly palatable, right? You've now got the other half of the team who've been battered twice by Norway, home and away. And they now 180 minutes or 90 minutes away from being yet another Italian team who don't qualify for the World Cup. That pressure is so big you cannot even begin to comprehend. And this team is not a team of mentally strong characters.
Well, that's the thing. The last team that got booted out to Macedonia, that was a team full of strong characters.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, I'm not saying that they weren't. They actually were. They were mentally strong.
They were.
And they lost to Macedonia.
Yeah.
And this team is a million times weaker mentally.
And they're mentally shot. Their confidence is shot.
So it's almost like, I don't want to be negative, but it is a dire situation.
It is dire. And with a manager and what makes that 100 times worse is that you now have a manager who doesn't know what he's doing. Like and I love Gattuso as a player. He's one of my favourite players. I loved him. But it's not ridiculous to say that it's not ridiculous. It's a fact that he does not have the qualities or the resume to be the manager of the Italian national team. He doesn't. And now you go into a playoffs with a team whose confidence is shot and a manager who doesn't really know what his best team is or what his formation is.
Yeah, it's not good.
it's not. Which is why my biggest worry about Northern Ireland and potentially Wales and Bosnia and Herzegovina is all those three teams, they may not have the quality that Italy have, but what they do have is the togetherness, the resilience, and they're a team. They're all teams.
Yeah, and they also know that this could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity
Yeah.
for a lot of those guys to make it to a World Cup. And Northern Ireland, of course, Wales and Bosnia have been there, but I think it's been a while since Bosnia were actually in the last competed in the World Cup.
Was it 2014?
I was going to say 2014, but I didn't know for
Pjanic
sure.
and Dzeko,
Yeah. But yeah, they're going to be up for it, and they know everything we've said right now. They're going to know.
Oh,
they know
absolutely.
we haven't made the last two World Cups. They know there's going to be immense amount of pressure on the players. They're going to use that as fuel and an advantage to them, which is going to be tricky for us. It's going to be tricky to overcome, and in it's probably like 4 months down the line now. It's not far at all. These games. Yeah, it's March. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, what can Gattuso realistically do to not guarantee us, but give us a much better chance of going through? Because, like you said, it's a mental problem. What needs to happen? Of course, I think we could talk about team bonding, bringing in players like legends that come and speak to them, that could give them motivation. But it's more than that.
I feel like we hear that all the time, and there's always legends who come in and speak to the players. Del Piero came and spoke to them.
But something needs to happen.
But you know what I mean? It's just, you know what annoys me about that though, right? You can have, it's like, say we get Andrea Pirlo to come in and speak to the players, right? The greatest Italian midfielder of all time. Get Pirlo in, come and speak. Pirlo speaks to Cristante.
Yeah.
The fuck's that gonna do?
Nothing.
What's that gonna do? What's that? Honestly,
He can't give him his feet.
Cristante would probably Pirlo would probably look at him and just be like, "You're shit." Like, what was he gonna do? Like, the players just need to fucking sort it out,
Yeah.
and it's a mentality thing.
I don't know. Maybe they need to listen to some David Goggins or something.
Yeah, maybe they do.
I don't know, bro, because they're so mentally weak, man.
Mentally weak, their confidence is shot. Luckily, again, in the qualifying process, you play, apart from Norway, but you're playing teams. I mean, even beating Israel was, fine, because Israel do have some better players, but you're relying just on the quality of the players. But when the pressure is on, and the pressure is going to be on in March, like these players have never experienced. The weight, not only the weight of a nation, the weight of a generation of a nation, and a generation before that.
Yeah.
Young children who are, when was it, 2014? So children who are,
I was
12 years old.
I was 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 10. I was 10. I didn't even turn 11 yet in 2014. That's mental.
Children, there's going to be 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old children who have never seen Italy in a World Cup. Italy haven't been in a World Cup in their lifetime.
That's mental to think about.
And that is a pressure in a country like Italy, where everything is a disaster. It's the most dramatic country in the world. That pressure.
Let me ask you this, yeah. Is it the most embarrassing thing in football history if Italy don't make it 3 times in a row?
In terms of international football, it would be up there.
Yeah.
Because isn't it bizarre how, you've got, Germany have never not qualified for a World Cup.
I think Brazil
have missed one, I think.
Have they? I thought it was Brazil that never missed.
No, they might have never missed one. Germany have never missed one. I think France might have missed one.
No, I think it's Brazil 100%, and then maybe Germany, but France have missed some.
France have missed a couple.
It's just them two, I think.
But yeah, it's going to be. But then the fact that the Italian FA have let it get to this point.
They're another issue.
Yeah, that's a whole other. We could probably do another episode about that. But that's probably too much to go into about the kind of
state of
the state of Italian.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it will be one of the most embarrassing things and it's also strange because I sometimes think if Italy hadn't have won the Euros in 2021, would there have been drastic changes? Did that almost paper over the cracks a little
Potentially,
bit?
because Mancini, he really did unite the squad incredibly well, and we went on the longest unbeaten international streak. What is it, 38 or something?
38, 37.
Yeah, something crazy like that. And we won the Euros, papered over a lot of cracks. We were like, guaranteed to make the World Cup. Yeah. Potentially even challenge for the World Cup with this Euros winning team. And we're back to square one.
Yep. Again, like we've said, this is a team who who are... They're not a bad team. They're not technically a bad team. There's some talented players, but mentally, like I said, the worst part about this team is that you look around and there's not a leader. No. So what would you do if you were Gattuso? What would your team be? If everyone was fit, everyone was at your disposal, against Northern Ireland, in Bergamo or Torino, wherever it's going to be in March, what would your starting 11
On my
be?
life, I genuinely don't know.
Really?
I mean...
It'd have to be a 4 at the back for me.
I would do 4, but like... It'd be tough because... It depends who obviously gets... Is it my call-up team?
This is your team, your starting 11, and assuming everyone's fit. Chiesa's playing 3 minutes a game for Liverpool. Everyone's fit, though. Everyone's healthy to play. Chiesa can play.
Okay, I would go... 4 at the back, yeah?
Yep.
I'd go Donnarumma in goal.
Well, it's up to you.
No, I would go 4, actually. I'd go Donnarumma in goal.
Yep,
I'd
agree.
go Cambiaso right back.
Yep, I'd agree.
Coyote, yeah, I can hear it.
It depends how the season transpires.
Yeah. I wouldn't hate it if someone said Coyote because he's been great. I'd go left back, I'd go Calafiori.
So would I. Yeah, absolutely. I'd put him in his Arsenal position.
Yeah, 100%. I would go... I don't like the centre-backs, bro. Bastoni.
Yeah, Bastoni left centre-back.
Yeah.
Buongiorno the right centre-back is what I'd go with.
You'd go 3 left-footed guys at the back.
Who else? The thing is with
Mancini, maybe.
You know what I don't like about Mancini? I don't like how volatile he is. I appreciate that this team needs a bit of like a bit of needle and a bit of grit and a bit of anger and aggression, but I just never feel like Mancini does that in the right way. He kind of overdoes it. He's rash. He overdoes it. He's playing with Haaland's arse throughout the game. Like I don't know about all that. So. I don't think Mancini should be in this Italy team personally.
Yeah, no, Mancini's way off it.
He's way off it. I don't want him in the team.
Yeah, no, he's way off it now. But Jordan, I don't hate. I'd go Tonali. I know you're gonna say Verratti, innit? You'd bring him back low key.
Honestly. I even said to my dad, right?
But have you actually watched him kick? Like, honest question, have you watched him kick ball?
On my life in UAE,
bro, have you?
Not 1 second.
This guy.
Bro, I'm not watching. I don't need.
Bro saying run it back. I've seen nothing.
I don't need to watch him.
Swear.
Well, I said to my dad, it might sound ridiculous to say this, but considering the level of this team, right? The level of the mentality of this team and the mental weakness and fragility of this team, I don't think it's ridiculous to say to put Jorginho and Verratti back in this team.
Oh my. Running it back like that.
Because you know what, right? Jorginho, one thing that doesn't get talked about Jorginho, I might go off on a bit of a tangent here. One thing that doesn't get talked about with Jorginho enough is I've seen him play for Italy so many times, like in the stadium. And if you watch him in the stadium, you'll notice that, like, as good as he is on the ball and like directing, playing, and being a kind of metronome of that team, his communication and the way that he marshals the players in front of him and the players behind him is incredible. He's a huge leader of that team. He was a huge leader of that team. He was so communicatory. He was just people would look to him in situations where they didn't know what to do. Like, and he was a player. When I mention when times are tough, who do you look to?
Yeah.
He was one of those players.
Apart from the penos.
Apart from the pens against Switzerland, we won't talk about those. But he was such a leader of that team, and he was so important in directing that team. So I genuinely would not be against bringing one of those two back. They probably wouldn't start, but
yeah. But my only response to that would be,
what if Verratti gets a move in January to Juventus?
He wouldn't play for us, bro.
He would. On my life, he would. Right. On my life, he would.
You ain't seen him kick ball like that.
I don't care. Bro, he's ridiculous.
Chilling in the UAE, bro.
Yeah,
you know who plays in the UAE? Farmers, bro, playing that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's that good. I guarantee if he came back to Juventus, right, he would be our starting holding midfielder in 2 weeks. He'd get fit. They'd put him on a little fitness program and he'd be starting for Juventus.
Little fat loss.
Yeah. They'd say just cut out smoking for like 6 months and he's that good. He would be our most talented midfielder.
The talent I'm not disputing because you don't lose that, but I haven't seen him kick ball since he's gone
I don't
Dubai or wherever the hell he's chilling in.
Burj Khalifa.
I don't know where he's chilling, probably Nobu and places like
Burj
that.
Khalifa,
Bro, I'm not going to speak on Verratti. Jorginho, where's he playing? Brazil, innit?
Yeah, he's
Now?
Brazil.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I'd go Tonali and Barella as my double pivot.
I would probably lean to a 4-4-2 actually, or a 4-2-1-1.
Okay.
Yeah, they would be my two in midfield. Barella, Tonali.
Then I would do...
This is where it gets in. I've got a few.
Here,
I've got a few left field shouts. If everyone's fit, right?
What are you saying? Chiesa?
This is what I'm doing. If everyone's fit, I'm doing Barella, Tonali.
Yeah.
I'm doing Chiesa on the right.
Yeah.
I'm doing Spina on the left.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm saying, Calafiori, you stay behind him.
Okay.
And you do what you need to do. Spina, just whenever you get the ball, just run at your man.
Okay.
Create. Because that's what he's best at.
Yeah. He's very good offensively.
And then I'd have Keenan Retegui up front.
You're doing a 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking like 10, bro. We don't have a 10 like that.
No, we don't.
That's
what I do.
I don't want to be.
Against Northern Ireland, because that team is also... That team, you've got physicality in that team as well. You've got Tonali and Barella in midfield, who've got legs.
Yeah.
You've got Keenan Retegui, who are both big, bundling forwards. You've got Chiesa, who's quick, Spina, who's quick. I think that would be I think that would be our best team.
4-4-2 as well, as Mr. Wenger once said, is statistically the best formation to play because you cover the majority of the football pitch.
I'll send those ball.
We need a little bit more.
Yeah.
We need something. We need an advantage in some way. I don't hate that team.
I just think with the wingers, I think, like I said, we've said this before, I would rather have... or if it's not Spina, I'd rather have Di Marco out on the left, because he's creative and he's great going forward.
We could have Cambiaso high and Coyote deeper, and then Chiesa on the left.
I just don't think those players like Orsolini, Zaccagni, Politano, those players are not. They don't cut it when
They don't raise the level.
No, and also the thing is, what was great about Chiesa and Spina, they've got balls. They'll say, all right, give me the ball, I'll make something happen.
But that's what you want from your wingers.
Exactly. Because Zaccagni or Orsolini is too much of this dawdling on the ball, not quite quick enough to beat your man, getting it, coming back, cutting back. Nothing's really going on. So I think that would probably be our best team right now.
Yeah.
I think.
And looking into the playoffs, obviously we have Northern Ireland.
Yeah. Probably, one of the better draws.
Yeah.
We avoided Sweden, and as bad as Sweden's record's been, they didn't win a game in the group. They got 2 points. They drew 2 games and lost the rest.
It's a mental thing, though.
Yeah, a bit like us.
Yeah, but also I didn't want to play Sweden because of the past.
Yeah, and also because of whatever you say about Sweden, Isak, Gyökeres, Kulusevski, Larsson, Alanga.
They got the players.
They got Hean at the back, Isaac Hean.
Yeah, they got good talent.
They've got some talented. They've got a really talented team, and as bad as they might have been playing, I wouldn't want to play them.
They can still get over the line.
Yeah.
Northern Ireland, I think they have Conor Bradley.
They've got Dan Ballard and Hulme at Sunderland, who have both had fantastic seasons so far. They've got the lad at Crystal Palace as well. I forget his name, but a lot of their players are Championship and League One players in their squad. And to be honest, there's not really there's no reason why Italy shouldn't be beating Northern Ireland at home. There's really not.
Yeah, we should. Well, also, quick question: where would you want that game to be played? What city? Because I definitely not Milan.
Not Milan. Anywhere but Milan.
Definitely not San Siro. In my mind, I had the Olimpico. What do you think?
Do you think that's a... We've got a good record in Rome.
Yeah.
I don't know if the stadium's a bit too...
Big?
Too far away from the pitch.
What, if you're thinking from an atmosphere?
From an
you're thinking
atmospheric
Juventus or something.
Perspective, perhaps Juventus or Atalanta, which are, I think at the moment, are the two...
They're opting for.
They're the options at the moment.
Just because they're so close to the pitch?
Yeah. And they're both new stadiums, but also the Olimpico's big as well. The Olimpico's what, 65?
Yeah, it's big.
1,000. I'm not even sure they'd fill it out.
No, probably
for a game
not.
Like this.
Atalanta's a decent shout.
Yeah, it's a lovely stadium.
Yeah.
It's new. It's so close to the pitch. The atmosphere's great. But I would, if it were up to me, I'd play it in Turin.
At the Juventus Stadium.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Italy will always get good support in
Torino,
in the north of Italy. Italy always get good support.
Would you? I don't know how it would work. Would Juventus need to approve? Yeah, obviously they need to approve it, but
I'd be there. They'd accept it.
Yeah, it'd be great, man. Turin's a good shout. Of course, if we were to make the final, it'd be away, which let's be real, Wales would be a horrible place to go.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure whether I assume it would be in the Millennium Stadium, but I think their first game they're playing at the Cardiff City Stadium.
Okay.
Which is smaller. But yeah, if you went to the Principality, the Millennium Stadium away, that's a tough place to go.
That would be hard.
And Wales are a really tough team. I mean, again, I don't want to speak too much about Wales.
Of course,
it
depends. Wales might not win that. But
we're a bit like, I don't want to. We spoke a lot about North Macedonia 4 years ago. We spoke a lot about Portugal 4 years ago, and then didn't even get past North Macedonia. So. But Wales and Bosnia will both be tough away from home if you get there. But Northern Ireland, I think, look, on paper, again, we keep saying on paper. On paper, Italy should beat Northern Ireland. But Northern Ireland, right, will come to Italy. They'll be so united. They will be tough to beat.
They'll come in numbers with fans.
Their fans are incredible, the Northern Irish fans. They're amazing. And they will work their fucking bollocks off for 90 plus minutes. They will do whatever they can. So it will be immensely tough for Italy. In a one-legged game, anything can happen.
Yeah, it's true.
And if I'm being totally honest, I'll be real. I don't want this to be... I feel like this is going to be a really depressing episode. But I'll be real. Like I look at this Italy team. I've said it before. I don't have any confidence in this Italy side. And it's not because the players aren't talented. Like, how many times do I need to say? It's because I look around and I don't know what players you lean on when times are tough.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's going to bail you out. The players I would lean more on are Chiesa, Spina, those players who have balls, but they're not even around the squad.
Retegui,
Keane.
Esposito, even young player. For me, he could even start.
He could. The back line worries me a lot.
Yeah.
And that needs to be sorted out. Gattuso needs to make a decision on whether he's playing 5 or if he's playing 4.
Issue is there are no more games.
But there's no more games. They're trying to organise a break before I think in February, like a few days for the players to get together at Coverciano and do a little training session, and then maybe a few days earlier before. That's going to be up to the league whether they decide to move games around. I don't know, but ultimately I'm not feeling very confident going into these games.
Nor am I, to be honest.
I'm really not. And if I had to give you an answer right now, I'm not going to give a direct prediction, but what I will say is that I would probably be more surprised if Italy qualify for the World Cup than not qualify for the World Cup.
That sounds crazy, but it's not. I don't dispute that. I don't dispute it.
And it's crazy to say with the players that you've got, but
it's sad, but it's true.
Sad.
I'm not confident either, man. But guys, make sure you let us know in the comment section what did you think.
Yeah, we want to hear
playoffs.
from you guys this week,
because honestly, it's a group therapy session.
Yeah,
almost.
make us feel better.
Yeah, and are you confident or not that we'll make it to the World Cup? And also, what would your 11 be? I'm curious to know. How would you play with the team we have? But yeah, man, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Like the video, share it to some friends, and also leave 5-star rating if you're listening on Spotify. And we'll see you in the next one.